Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, another look at the woods. This was our second to last night of camping. And tonight will be our last night of camping. Huh. And then the final two nights we're going to be in a motel. I don't know where I'm going to be, but I know where I'm going to be, but I don't know what they are. One of them's a condo, I think, and the other one is a rental villa. I don't know what it is. We'll find out. But it's now beginning to kind of seep in. Oh, wow, this is the second to last day on the mainland, and it's the last night of camping out. Well, that was another nice cozy spot, and once again the divots were all in the right place, and once again as such I'm getting a late start. But the saving grace, it's not 9 o'clock yet, it's 8:45. So 14.3 miles to go, just basically road walking again, and then tonight camping in the woods. I think I mentioned it to you before. It's woods owned by Weyerhaeuser Corporation, so it's not going to be anybody's door to knock on. We're just going to slip in and then slip out in the morning. And then tomorrow will be 11.7 miles to the ferry. So I definitely have to get up early in the morning. Okay, let's go. Oh, and you know what's interesting about last night? I actually had a couple mosquitoes bothering me. Now, who would have thought there'd still be some mosquitoes around with the cold days and nights we've been having? Hopefully we don't find that tonight, because tonight the woods where we're going to be is kind of near a swampy area. I don't know. And let's see, go through here. Oh, go over here. Thanks once again to Doug Spencer for the very nice accommodations. Off we go. I think it's going to be a bit more traffic today on this road. It's a Saturday. There's already been, 4 or 5 cars in the past 10 minutes that have come by. I just came across this graveyard here, carved out in the middle of the woods. But look at this here. So W.T. Spencer, this guy was born in 1937. And here's his wife. She's born in 1861. I think we've come across this before, remember? I don't remember where, but there have been at least a couple places that I think I recall where the wife was quite a bit younger than the husband. So in this case, what, that was 30, 37, 24 years difference between those two. And it looks like they had a happy marriage. That's the first time I've taken a break during the first hour for a long time. It's kind of lollygagging through. Got a little bit less than 4 miles to go to a place called Ray's Grill, I think. I think it might be a gas station. And that'll actually be in the junction of this road and the highway 264, which actually you can hear off in the distance. And maybe you can't. But once we get on 264, I think it's pretty much going to be some semi-busy road from there all the way till tomorrow afternoon when we get to the ferry. Here we go, US Highway 264. It's our last U.S. highway of the trip. This will take us all the way down to Swan Quarter. Well, here's a clever living arrangement. So they've bought a travel trailer and then just constructed a little area there for extra living space. It's pretty clever. It's nice, cost efficient. Not too big, not too small. Something to think about, huh? Well, we've reached the Pungo River. That's it flowing from inland there. That's it going out to Pamlico Sound. Pungo River. So these guys wave. There we go, she waved. I'm coming over here. Right, North Carolina Highway 45 is now joining us. Our final stretch of US 264. And speaking of final stuff, right up here is Roy's Grocery and Grill, I guess it's called, which is also a gas station. This will be our last spot for a resupply while we're here in the mainland. There is another place down by the ferry, but we would have to go past the ferry to get to it. So for all intents and purposes, another milestone. Ray's is our last stop to get something to eat till we get to Ocracoke tomorrow afternoon on the ferry. All right, that's our last fill up before getting across the sound tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. Hamburger, cheeseburger, chili cheese fries, orange juice, Sprite, ice cream sandwich. That's all. And I didn't buy anything to take with me because I still have some tropical trail mix, an apple, Raisinets. What else? I still have 3 tuna packets that I've been carrying the past couple of weeks I haven't gotten into, so I'll be all set for the rest of the day and for the and tomorrow. I'm guessing there might be food on the ferry. It's a 2-hour and 40-minute crossing. At the very least, they might have a snack bar if I get hungry. So about another 6 miles to go, and our last night camping in the woods, courtesy of Weyerhaeuser Corporation. At first, when I was coming upon this from over there, I was trying to figure out what's going on. But I can see it was just the covering over former gas pumps there. Huh. There's actually a house right behind it. Just missed that. Passing over Rutman Creek here. And I've noticed these woods this past hour on either side have been pretty swampy for the most part. I wonder if that's what we're going to find in the woods we're targeting today. Because the woods we're targeting today, I think, are going to be pretty much the last woods that we're going to encounter. Let's see what we find. All right, we made it over here. Thanks to Horace, actually, as he stopped alongside the road, Had about 3 miles to go, so I said, yeah, I'll take a ride. I just have to find out how to get in here. There's this ditch. There's a ditch, oops, over on those as well. Might have to backtrack a little bit. There's a ditch over here. Huh. You got the moats going, so the enemy can't get in. Anyway, he was telling me the whole history of this area, how there used to be lumber mills out here and logging camps and everything, and the workers would come out here on Monday and camp out during the whole week to do their work and then go back into town at the end of the week and repeat the process over and over. And he said, I always wonder how they did that. And I told him, well, you know, ground's pretty soft with all these leaves and pine needles, so they probably had some comfy, cozy spots sleeping on the ground. So it might be a place to get in up there. Let's see. Otherwise, I'm going to have to turn around and go back out to the road. The longer I stay on this, the greater chance somebody might see me walking down here. Hey, what are you doing, man? Yeah, I found a spot to cross over, but now our next hurdle, coming in the jungle before we could get into the forest. It's all full of brambles and gonna have to what are we gonna do here? Wouldn't that be kind of ironic? Last night out here in the mainland, I got to put up the hammock. Alright, found a spot. It'll do. Ground's pretty damp underneath the needles, so as long as I don't move any of the pine needles, I'm sure the Tyvek will take care of me for the night. Pretty much, it's pretty jungly here, but I did find a path after walking around like that. But I'm pretty hidden. So guess I got about 15 hours here until I take off. It's about 4 o'clock. I'll leave about 7 in the morning. Get down to the ferry. Well, 15 hours gives me time to reflect, right? I haven't really, I guess my brain's been kind of reflecting, but I haven't actively been reflecting, so maybe it'll start to hit me tonight. I don't know. Don't know what to feel. Somebody asked me this just yesterday. Oh, how's it feel? And I basically told them what I've told you, you know. At the end of the first walk, it was like my brain was already engaged, starting to think about the second walk, and then at the end of the second walk, my brain was saying, no way, that's it, no more. And now this, the end of this trip, it's just like, so, all right. I guess good night for now. Unless I happen to see a bear or something, I'll let you know. Well, good morning from, I guess you call it the swamp. It's, yeah. I had a lot of company last night. Yes, I did. Mosquitoes and no-see-ums. Oh. Mosquitoes were bad enough. And it was warm enough that they didn't completely go away. But they would go away. It's like, oh, great. And they'd come back. But that wasn't the half bad because, you know, I'd want to stay in the sleeping bag to stay away from the mosquitoes. And then you get real hot. So then to put your arm out and you don't hear any mosquitoes, but then your arm starts itching. It's like, oh man, the no-see-ums are coming out. Oh boy. Had to have something like this for the just about the end, right? Oh. So anyway, let's see if we can find our way out of here. Out of this maze. And away from the mosquitoes. Of course they aren't too bad right now that I'm leaving. Oh boy. Maybe they go this way. You know, I was thinking, I guess one thing that was a saving grace with those mosquitoes is they got me up and get going. So I wouldn't just lay there, oh, it's so comfy, cozy, and then I'd have to just like rush and rush and rush. So we actually got out of here by 7:05. How about that? Which means do the 11.7 miles maybe in 5 hours. So get there at noon, and we got an hour and a half to wait for the ferry. Even if I did 6 hours, still have half hour to wait. Good deal. Scranton Creek. Pretty picture, huh? Look at the clouds. Let's see over here. It's been relatively quiet on the road. A car every now and then. But I suspect maybe in the next hour or two it might pick up because there's a ferry that leaves in about 2.5 hours. So there might be people driving down there to get onto that one. Well, at least I know which way to go if a hurricane stirs up. Gotta go back the other way. Wouldn't that be something? Get so close and then, nope, gotta turn around. So close and yet so far. Look, this probably would have been better woods to camp in. Oh well. Oh, look at this. It snowed last night, huh? Snowed cotton. Let's see. Yeah, that's really soft. If you ever have a chance and you're going by a cotton field somewhere, go grab some of the cotton and just feel how soft. I have Karen's in with me now. Just feel how soft it is. It's a lot softer than I told you this before. It's a lot softer than any of those cotton balls you get in the bags in the store. Yeah. So soft, in fact, let's see over here. Yeah, alright. I like that. Oh, the simple joys of life, right? Maybe a shotgun? Get all the buckshot holes. 264. Swampy, swampy, swampy. Good thing I didn't try to press on last night. If it sounds like I'm eating something, I am. Having breakfast of champions. Raisinets. So, I mean, it's healthy, right? Getting my fruit. And it's milk chocolate, so getting my dairy, right? And after this healthy breakfast, if I'm still hungry, I've got tropical trail mix. And if I'm still hungry after that, I've got those tuna packets. Huh. Wouldn't that be a great breakfast, right? Tuna, tropical trail mix, raisinets. The only thing I need to top that all off is a nice cold glass of milk. Oh, yuck, huh? I know my body is really, I can tell it's changed as to what kind of food it wants, but I haven't put my finger on what type of food it wants. So I guess I'm gonna have to keep experimenting after the walk is over to find that magic combination of food to satiate me, but I know it's really changed a lot. It's kind of a peaceful setting. Almost reminds me of yeah, the show Flipper. Remember that one back in the 60s? They call him Flipper. But I know it's not, well, it almost reminds me of that for some reason. When I first saw that, it was like, oh, Flipper. Oh, there's a nice reflection, huh? Pretty. You can tell that I'm reflecting, aren't you? Can't you? Getting closer. 5 miles to Swan Quarter. All right. So I stopped here real quick. This is the Swan Quarter National Wildlife Refuge. Extends down there into the Pamlico Sound, Swan Quarter Bay. And then over here, on the other side, is the Matamuskeet National Wildlife Refuge. And these are part of the Atlantic Flyway, is that what they call it? Anyway, I read something here that over 100,000 birds come and winter over here each year. Actually, 100,000 seems like a lot, but then when you think about the size of them, 100,000 is not a whole lot. But anyway, thought you might like to see this. He's got knobby tires, doesn't he? You know, it's amazing how what we would think is just a wasteland of just marshy, muddy stuff, it's just something that teems with life and is a habitat for so many wildlife. It was saying back there that besides the different kinds of birds and waterfowl that make this home, there's also the raccoons and bears, the bears and the deer and stuff. So yeah, you know, again, it's one of those things when you're experiencing the country on the slow pace as opposed to driving by it. You know how when you're driving by this stuff like this, it looks just like, wow. Or especially out in the desert, right? It's just like, ugh. But there's definitely a lot to see and experience. Yeah, water level, how it does that. Huh. I want to point something out here. I noticed this starting the latter half of yesterday when we were starting to get into the swampy areas. All the houses here on their foundations, that foundation is triple the height of what a normal foundation is. So that, I guess that's because you get some high water here every now and then. But it's been interesting to see that. We're getting there, look at that. Although now I'm thinking, you know, maybe we should just skip the ferry and just keep walking up the coast. Go up to Maine. What do you think? Yeah, right. By the time we get up to Maine, it'll be time for mosquito season. No, thank you. All right, well, we made it into Swan Quarter. Here's the first part of it here. Swan Quarter is, it's in Hyde County. Let's see, I think the courthouse is over there. It's Hyde County. Hyde County itself was actually part of Bath County, which was formed in 1805. And so this area here was called Hyde Precinct, the Hyde Precinct of Bath County. Let's see, where do we want to go? I think we want to go straight. But let's look at this over here first. Then Bath County was abolished, and then Hyde County became its own county. But so I said Bath County was established in 1705. Then Swan Quarter itself was established in 1812, I believe. People don't quite remember how the town got its name. The more romantic story was, let's see here. Okay. The more romantic story was that it got its name from the swans that quartered here during the year. But the most likely story is that it was named after a guy named Stephen Swan, who lived here in the 1700s. Regardless, that's the name of it. And also, too, sometimes you find that it's spelled with two words, and sometimes it's spelled as just one word. So anyway, it's Sleepy Town. Basically, it kept going through fishing, oystering, mussel farming, boating. In fact, the town is more identified with the Outer Banks than with the towns of Washington and Bath, where we came from. Even though Washington and Bath are closer, there was just a lot of boat traffic between here and the Outer Banks, particularly Ocracoke Island. The other interesting thing too is, I don't know if this is it or not, but in I think it was 1854, maybe it was in the 1870s. Anyway, the town decided, well, you know what, we need a church around here. And so they're trying to decide, you know, where to put the church, and they wanted to put it in one location. But I guess the landowner didn't want to do that, so they found another location. And right after they built the church, a hurricane came up. Get this. Hurricane came up, flooded the whole town, and then it lifted the brand new church off of its foundation, and it started floating in the direction, you know, of the storm. This might be it. And it finally came to rest, and guess where? On the original lot where they originally wanted to build the church. So the landowner took that as a sign of God and said, okay, yeah, you can put the church here. So the church was established on that lot, and then later on, many decades later, they built a brick church. This might or might not be it, I don't know. So anyway, back there is actually where we did want to go, so I'll just come down the street here. There's an inn, Magnolia Inn right there. And it looks like we've got some dogs here to greet us. And we've gotten here right just about the right time. It's starting to rain. Oh boy. So let's get over here to the courthouse and see what that looks like. Then we'll just continue a mile down to the ferry terminal. All right, so I guess this was the courthouse. I was looking for something older, unless that was the original courthouse, I don't know. So Swan Quarter, just met a guy back down here as I was walking around the block. His name is Clig, and we got talking and everything about that. Talking about the old ways, the old times, and how things have grown and all that. And he says he doesn't even do any of that internet stuff, email, anything like that. He'll call people, or maybe he'll text. That's about it. If he needs something, if he wants to buy something, he'll get it at the store. And none of this online stuff, you know. Just lives a slower life here. And while we're talking about people, also too, Timothy, thank you very much. So right before I got into town, the turnoff there, Timothy stopped and said, "Hey, need a ride?" So he gave me that. It was about a mile and a half, 2 mile ride down into town. So thank you very much, Timothy. And now we got the mile to the ferry terminal, and got about an hour and a half wait. When I see signs like this, it's starting to hit home. The end is near. Just even walking down this road, it started to kind of subconsciously hit home. I don't know what my thoughts are, but I just noticed. Here we go. Welcome, welcome. You know what? I'm gonna walk on the grass. You know why? Because I can. Where do I go? All right, I got my ticket. Whole $1. Oh boy. So just gonna hurry up and wait here now, about an hour and a half. And guess I'll sit here and contemplate. Yes, I will. And I see that the wind is starting to shift. I picked this side of the building because the wind was coming from over here. And now it's coming from over here, so I might shift out to the front there. We'll see. All right.
Hey, it's not loaded.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah, that's a nice ride. 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that. So we're on Ocracoke Island. Once I get settled in up here, then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But one thing I do know is that when we walk to the end of the island tomorrow, it used to be that Ocracoke was connected to Hatteras. So there is no need to take a ferry, but in 1846, that all changed when a storm just broke open the island, and the inlet lasts until this day. All right, so here we are, Anchorage. There's a big gap in the door. Anchorage Inn, basic room. It's not bad for $75, and it's right there across from the water over there. I guess it's pretty hard for them to really keep these places up, you know, with the sea air and all that. And you do get a little bit of a musty smell in here. But, well, there. Let me settle in here and see what we can see with Ocracoke. At this time of year, most everything is closed, so there might be a couple places open for getting something to eat. Otherwise, I'll have to go down to the little grocery store and we'll just have ourselves a sandwich or something. Good morning. You ready for the next second to last day? That's right. So, yeah, nice little place to sleep. Here's the view. It's not bad. $75 wasn't too bad. I think during the regular season, it's, I'm guessing it's probably double that. Gonna walk down here, get some breakfast, and then do the 14 miles down the island. And you know what's interesting? This morning when I woke up, finally hit me. Oh, it's over. Just about. So I guess I'll have a good bit of the day to reflect on that. But anyway, let me show you a little bit about Ocracoke Island. If you might recall, what I told you last night is Ocracoke used to be actually connected to Hatteras. It was all just one long island. So, bye, see you later. Let's see, it's kind of wet here. Got to go to the other side. Used to be one long island, and so back in the day, there was Indians that did live here for time, kind of just going up and down the island chain. And then Ocracoke first appeared on maps in the late 1500s when the English explorer, was it Sir Walter Raleigh? Don't hold me to that. Mapped out the area. Then there was, in the 1600s, there was a small settlement that started, and it, little by little, it grew when the shipping trade started growing, mostly between like the West Indies and up the eastern seaboard, and when Carolinas were starting to grow, and so the settlement started growing here, and that's because the ships that were plying the trades, either they couldn't get up in through the sound, Pimlico Sound, because it was either too shallow, or they just didn't know the currents and the sandbars and all that. So the people that lived here, then there were they helped them navigate the sound, or what they would also do is they would offload the ships here and put the cargo onto shallower draft cargo boats that would then send the stuff over across the sound over to the town of Washington and to Bath, and then it would go from points westward from there. Then also Ocracoke, since this was a kind of a lucrative place because of all the cargo, guess what? Pirates! And you've probably read in your history books about the pirate Blackbeard. So he set up shop here and did his dirty deed, as well as the other pirates. But the British got him and killed him, and that was the end of the pirates around here. And then the community has just been going on since then. It was a big fishing area, and then as time went on, especially in the modern age, become a big tourist area. So Ocracoke. Yeah, I got to find a place to eat here. It's up here, I think, somewhere. Look, this is the Island Rag Picker. The restaurant wasn't open. Bummer. Oh well. So stopped at the store back there. Got a curry chicken sandwich, turkey bacon club, yogurt, cookies, nuts, milk, orange juice. And then I got myself something for during the day. Oh, coconut water. Got some coconut water. So now we're just going to continue on here. I guess 13 miles left now. And then stay in Hatteras Village tonight. And then finish the 11 miles tomorrow. I could do it right here. Just say I got to the ocean at the East Coast, yeah. Well, what do you say? We started at Point Reyes National Seashore, and now we're entering Cape Hatteras National Seashore, even though we're still on Ocracoke. Should we just call it quits? Got this far. No need to quit now. Come on now. 24 miles left. 13 now and 11 tomorrow. I mean, no, 12, 20, 23 miles, 33 miles. No, I can't even count. 12 now, 11 tomorrow. 23, right? Yeah, the other thing I want to mention to you is that we're actually now also on the Mountains to Sea Trail, which is what I was originally going to follow through North Carolina until I had to change it because of the hurricane through there and all that. So there you have it, Mountains to Sea Trail. It's kind of interesting, this walk today has been reminding me a little bit of walking through Nevada. Just the wide open stretch, nobody around. In some parts of Nevada it was flat like this. Also reminds me a little bit like on the first walk, walking through Arizona. And yet at the same time, it reminds me a little bit of the second walk towards the end, walking the Keys, because this was the kind of setup that it was, where it was bike path with the road right there, and then it would be the mangroves actually on either side. But of course, in the Keys, there's significantly more traffic. But reminiscing. Island Creek. You know, it's interesting. The bike path stopped at that campground. I wonder if it goes through there. Don't know. Guess I'll get on the other side of the road for right now. Here's another observation for today. You can always tell. Oh, look at that. That's pretty nice. That's looking out onto the sound right there. Pretty, isn't it? Anyway, you can pretty much usually tell when the ferry, either up here on the north or the south, has disembarked vehicles, because it'll be just dead like this for quite some time, and all of a sudden you get a bubble of vehicles coming. So I think the ferry runs up there about every, I don't know if it's like every half hour or 40 minutes, something like that. Another creek and out to the sound. This is Molasses Creek. That last one was called Old Hammock Creek. The old hammock, you. All right, this is Quokit Point or something like that. Well, that was a couple I met on the ferry yesterday. They're doing a bird count. They do an annual bird count. Oh, Quokes Point. That's what it's called. couldn't read the other sign because somebody shot a shotgun at it. Anyway, I met them on the ferry yesterday. They're doing the annual bird count here. They saw me, and so they stopped. Hey, how you doing? But where was I going with this? I forget. So we'll just continue on. Oh, you know what I was thinking? I think I was telling them is that, yeah, I'm going to get done tomorrow in the afternoon, and then Al and Dee are whisking me off the next day to the train station. I'll be in Northern Virginia on that night, so it'll be like I finish the walk, and then next day it's like, whoa, what happened? Because I'll be back in civilization. You know, on the first walk, for those of you who followed along, on the first walk I took a couple days off at the ending point, just kind of take it all in. And then on the second walk, about the same thing. I went down to Fort Jefferson, which is, what, 70 miles there off the end of Key West. So that was kind of the depressurization. And then also I spent a couple days with Crystal and with Chris before I headed back into civilization. But this one's going to be totally different. Finish the walk, and the next night I'm thrown back into it all. Brother. Brother. Here's Parker's Creek. Actually, a couple boats tied up there, huh? All right, Try-Yard Creek here. Nothing to see here, folks. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. It's really opened up here. Now it really feels like, what does this feel like? You know what? This sort of feels like the plain between right when we're getting to the Sangre de Cristos. That's what it feels like, the San Luis Valley, Colorado. I'm going to go put a lone footprint in here. And let's see. Well, we won't see. But I wonder how long it's going to last. Huh. Now if the road floods, it's going to wash away fast. Why are you walking in the middle of the road? Because I can. Huh. Where did we do this last time? Must have been out in Nevada as well, huh? Because I can, man. Yep, it's almost like walking down the Keys. You got water on that side, and you got water over on that side. You can probably hear the wind, it's pretty good, and it's blowing in the salt air. It smells really good. I like breathing that in. It's good for the body, right? Oh, we could cheat, you know, right? Should we cheat and then just go and end over here? Nah, let's wait till tomorrow. How appropriate, huh? To see all those footprints, and it's almost like we're looking at them all the way from the very beginning, huh? Well, we're just about down to the ferry. It's been nice. We have a for the most part a tailwind all day. It's also been nice to have a quiet and reflective day, just to think about. I haven't checked. I think the weather's going to be kind of chance of rain tomorrow, but this weather right now is just about like the first day that we started, and then we had rain on the second night, and here we are on the last night. Looks like it's going to be nice and clear. I could have camped out tonight. Last night, not so much. It rained quite a bit. But it's been a good reflective day. Just kind of taking it all in now. You know what I mean, man? Or just like that commercial back in the, what was it, the 70s? Know what I mean, Vern? All right. Well, here comes the ferry, but I had to wait an hour for that one. So as I was getting down here to the end, I saw the line of cars. I go, all right, I'm gonna make the ferry, make the ferry. And then I was getting closer and closer. The cars started getting on. I was going, oh no, come on, come on, come on. And then I missed the last ferry by that much. I mean, literally by 2 minutes. I got here and they were already putting up the ramp. So I waited here for about an hour. I'll take this ferry over here, and I guess, let's see, about an hour. I think I'm going to get to wherever it is I'm staying, past sundown. So hopefully I can find it. Anyway, I guess that's about it. Last night. It's coming to an end. How about that? Don't know what to think. What do you think? Guess we'll see each other on the next video. So this is the day, huh? This is it.